Thank you first. Congratulations to Travel Heals on your anniversary. And thank you for inviting us on board, and a very warm welcome to all the people in the industries, especially to Neela Laji, who's been a great support to me always, and to the motivational speaker. Thank you very much for joining us on board. Having stated this, the topic of this evening, of this afternoon, is based on what is going to be the steps that people need to take forward in the travel industry, and we are addressing the women entrepreneurs. So let me say one thing is, let us get our basics right. True that we are in a situation where it is looking very dismal. We do not know whether the travel will take off or not. It is also very true that many of the economy slump is there, and travel and tourism is really hit badly. There are a lot of people, I know many of my members who are speaking about, whether they are able to pay their staff, whether they are able to sustain their office. So I do get a lot of, I'm addressing a lot of concerns day in and day out of the membership at large, where we are talking to the ministry, we are talking to many people, hoping that there will be some SOP and some SOP for the industry, because this is not considered an industry. It's primarily looked at as a tourism sector. So government needs to take cognizance, and we are working behind the scenes for a change. The entire industry has come together, and we do have some great stalwarts in our Director General Tourism, our Minister, and a Prime Minister who really understands tourism is a very important sector and segment in India. And they are working towards it. Having said that, people ask me, okay, ma'am, you have told me all this, but what about how do we pay people? What do we do? How do we take it forward? Because not all of them are online savvy. Not all of them have got the wherewithal or bandwidth to start working online, because it takes a lot of money, and to work from that level of, you take a TBO.
So much, Parul, and congratulations for completing 1 year. And I know it's doing very well, because I see your posts every now and then in Facebook, and I see your followership is growing day by day.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Vasuki, thank you so much. I think that was a great insight into what is actually happening now and what the industry is going through. Vasuki has been a great friend, and actually, Parul, your subject suits Vasuki very much. She is a comeback lady. She can bring out from any situation, she can bring out the industry members to the forefront. And I have seen her working like that. So you've got the right person, and I think our beautiful ladies here are going to get a benefit of her experience more than mine, because I have always sat on the other side of the chair. But what I feel today is, please do not panic. Don't need to get panicky in this situation. Everything is going to change, but we do not know what that new change is going to be. We are all waiting. Second thing is, we don't have many options right now in this situation. We have 3 options. We have either succumb to the situation. Second option is either we get back with being even more stronger than what we are, or what we were. And third thing is, we wait and see how the situation goes. Which option would you prefer to take right now? I think we start preparing ourselves. Right, and that's what Vasuki ma'am has told us, that get ready for something which we do not know, for something even Vasuki ma'am doesn't know, for something even you all don't know what it is going to be. But our sixth sense always tells us something to do. And that is what we need to do, is innovate ourselves. We need to do innovations in our branding. We need to do innovations in our packaging tours. The Ministry of Tourism, any state tourism board, which has been emphasizing on experiential tourism. Now, why are they emphasizing on experiential tourism? Because people are, you may have seen Maharashtra, you may have seen Goa, you may have seen everything. But have you seen in Goa or in Kerala, people are even trained for climbing the coconut trees. I mean, they give you that experience of climbing a coconut tree. Now, who would think of doing something like that? A resort in Palghar takes you to their kitchen and tells you to even cook with us, if you wish to, of course. So they are giving you different kinds of experiences. Please try and package your itineraries, get ready, start working on these packaging. Financial loss, yes, it is great loss for everybody, but this is beyond anybody's control. And as ma'am has said, that the government is working out packages. Now packages won't be direct funding to any agencies. There could be some tax waivers. There could be something where they will give you discounts, like how now Ministry DGCA has asked all airlines to refund the money. People were getting panicky that they were not getting their money back. They were not able to reschedule their travel because no one knows when the flights will start. Third most important thing is what ma'am and Parul both just now said, that the domestic travel is going to be the stay. International travel, we do not know. For example, Singapore has closed Changi Airport Terminal 2, which caters to Asian flights for almost 18 months. Sorry, for a year at the moment. They are not declaring the date when they will open. So we do not know even the closest travel when it will start, the nearby travel to international market when it will start. What we can concentrate is on the domestic travel. And again, that domestic travel may not be from here to farthest destination in the country, because there could be some states, they will not want tourists to come in or tourists to go out. For that example, even our Honorable CM in yesterday's day before speech for the citizens has mentioned that he is not yet opening the district travel. The inter-district travel is not being opened up right now. So what are we left with? We are left with the neighborhood travel. And I think we need to take advantage of these neighborhood travel. And I must tell you one thing, Parul, you can also tap that organization, where there is an organization of Maharashtra tour operators. As Vasuki ma'am represents the IATO chapter of Maharashtra, there is an organization which deals with the Maharashtra tours. It's a very small body, but they are very active. They are already working. They are working on how to spruce up their hotels. They are trying to find out if any local authority can give them a certificate that they are hygienically perfect or they are clean and they are doing all the required sanitation process for tourists to welcome in the resort or whichever, bed and breakfast or guest house or whatever they are running. So they are already working on all this. They have approached the local administration, either a Jilla Parishad or whichever, to give them that kind of a certification so that they can market their property with that certification. They are training their staff with complying with the required guidelines of Corona or COVID-19. What should be done? Soaps. They are changing their bed sheets. They are changing their linen. They are doing everything possible. Hotelier has one set that they can look after to change, but as a tour operator.
Congratulations to Parul and to you. You've been speaking about Travel Heals, and congratulations on completing 1 year. And after hearing Miss Vasuki and Miss Neela Lad, I think I think they've covered it all. They've spoken it all. I think they've given enough amount of knowledge. In fact, I was planning to talk about something different, but I'm sure this will be a different perspective. I would say comeback. I think comebacks for a lot of us would have come onto a platform, and where we would have been in any particular, I'm not talking about the pandemic, but I'm talking about in general. We would have had some setbacks in our life at any point of our time. I've gone through it. So would have a lot of people. But when we start our organizations, and I think that makes, as a person, as me, I would say, it makes me much stronger, and it gives me that strength to go forward. And I always analyze, where did I go wrong? And if I have to combat that, I have to come back, emerge stronger. So I feel for every particular, foundation, what do you need? You need the strength of any building is the foundation. So I guess, which all of us have to focus at this particular time and this period, I think all of us we've never had a free period in all our lives. I think we've been running. I personally, if you ask me, as SCOL India, when I took charge on 2018 as the India head, we have 14 chapters in India. I've literally, in a month, I've been 15 days at home. I've never been at home. I've been traveling like crazy. My 2 boys don't see me at all. I mean, I love cooking, but my cooking has come down, and I know all my friends see my posts on my Facebook and other pages, but that does not give me that enough time to spend with the family. But I mean, my boys are not boys, they are adult boys. So they don't need me so much. So I don't feel that guilty as every other mother would. But I would nevertheless, I think this gave us that quality time to be at home and focus on a lot of things which we have all put away at the back of our cupboard. You know, every time you keep thinking, okay, we'll do it another time, another day, another time. And this gave me that opportunity to clean up a lot of our, pending items. I think that was something which we all kind of started doing. I feel one important thing which I felt was one needs to have a physical and a mental health always. That's why I say that I hope all of you all are keeping safe and our mind positive. That was the key factor. So to have a mind to be positive, I feel that our strength, our body should also be in shape. I personally, I've started working out very regularly. I've not stopped, and to be fit so that I get that energy every day to think that, no, tomorrow is another day. And when we come out of this and when the lockdown ends, we will all be strong enough to combat the entire focus of our trade. And, you know, one thing I've felt through the entire feature, this pandemic thing, is that I've seen generally everybody has been connected. I think thanks to the webinars, thanks to the virtual world, we've been doing, cocktail making classes virtual, cookery classes virtual, jokes or dance. And for example, everything and anything is on the virtual world. And there you don't have inhibitions. I mean, you are on a field and you're by yourself. You have the camera in front of you and you are on the go. So I think this has made everybody connected very well. And that should be our also focus. Collaboration, I feel, would be the key factor. I feel that we have to collaborate our strengths. I mean, as Ms. Vasuki and Ms. Leela said, we need to focus on our strength. Like, I might be good in domestic tourism, whereas another colleague of mine might be extremely good in ticketing. Someone might be very good in, for example, culinary tours. Someone might be very good at doing visas. So I think we should focus on our strengths, collaborate, and work under one medium. In fact, I think I was talking to a lot of people saying that combine offices together, work with your independent, the real estate is going to be the biggest challenge now. If you ask me, that's going to be a huge cost, which every travel agent like me have to, bear. So I think there what you can do is...
It's that sound, the poultry farm owner knows it, that she has laid the egg, and they go and quickly collect it. Whereas, despite the fact that the duck is producing those eggs, it does not give any signal to the owner. So they do not know that the egg is being laid and is to be collected. So eventually they all go waste, or they are broken, or they are never collected by the owner. So this is a very interesting difference between the two. So the learning is that the hen knows how to sell her own product. So the underlying fact here is, if you want to get notice in the market, you have to make noise. If you do not make noise, nobody is going to notice you in the market. If you genuinely want people to follow you, you need to give them a reason. And that is why image management or personal branding is very, very important. You need to make that noise. The first thing that you sell in any business is yourself. Until and unless you are not sellable, until unless you do not look a part of your business, nobody is going to buy your product ever. Nobody would want to come. Because the first person in reference to your brand or your business is you yourself. So you need to look your part. You need to create that impression. People form the first impression within 30 seconds of you meeting them. And if I tell you stats, the most interesting part about first impression is once you create a first impression, it takes 21 different meetings, in person again, to change your first impression. Now understand the depth of it, that how difficult it is to change a first impression that you've already created. This kind of a risk we would never like to take. So it is very important that you create your first impression smart, nice, and as exactly as you want it to be. So going by that, I would like to tell you first, what is an image? I am not going to use very complicated definitions on that. An image is you in the eyes of others. The simplest way I can explain is how people perceive you is your image. And what is image management? Image management is basically a technique of managing that image or smartly articulating that perception in your clients or your audience or your people's eyes. Now, image management is not just restricted to your professional sphere. Since I said that it is something that works 24/7, so it is going to help you personally, socially, and professionally. And tourism is one sector, I believe, you get your first clients from your family maybe, or your social circle. And then once you form a brand, you form a website and you go overboard, then you start getting professional offers. But initially you start working within your own circle. So it is very, very important that people start taking you seriously. People start believing that you are a thorough professional. Now there are 4 ways of managing your image. I'm just telling a brief because image management in itself is a very vast topic. But there are 4 ways wherein you manage your image. It is as simple as A, B, C, D. When I say A means appearance. Your appearance constitutes of everything, right from your hair, your makeup, accessories, everything that comprises of your look is your appearance. In fact, your grooming, your personal care is a part of your appearance. If I tell a very short or a small tip if I wish to give in this sector, then if I talk about appearance, a little mistake like keeping your nails unclean can be a huge put off professionally. Always ensure that when you are in a professional meeting, either you do not put a nail paint, or when you put a nail paint, it has to be on both the hands. No chipping nails, no chipping nail paints, no different colors, no grown nails in one hand and the other hand trimmed. It is very, very important. It is a huge put off. I'm talking professionally. I'm talking from my experience of pageant grooming, winning pageants, being an army wife, grooming army wives, and being a trainer. I have seen this is the first place where it happens. And fortunately or unfortunately, we women have to take care of our household duties as well. So it is very, very difficult to always have manicured hands. If you can do it, well and good. But if you cannot, it is always better to clean and trim your nails and keep it. So that is one thing that I'm talking in terms of appearance. A little thing like how your nails look can be a huge put off. Now we go to B. B is your behavior. When I say A, B, C, D of image management, B is your behavior. And your behavior is how you treat others. That comprises of your etiquette, your attitude, everything. And tourism is one industry which is completely about how you make others feel. So you have to master this one art any which way. Few may be gifted who are actually very hospitable in their nature, but not everybody is. So you have to inculcate a few things, basic table etiquettes, basic mannerisms. They should be a part of your lifestyle, and practice as much as you can practice until it becomes your second nature. That is the tagline, I would say. Coming to C, C is your communication skills. Your communication skills are mandatory in this industry. If you cannot communicate yourself, very concise, thoroughly, and to the point, and exactly what you want to tell it to the client, then your business is gone. And when I say communication skills, a lot of people believe that communication skills are only about talking fluently in English. No. You can be talking in Hindi, you can be talking in a native language, but you have to be fluent. It can't be English, it can't be slangs. It has to be precisely that particular language. You do not have to really use jargons in it, huge terms, ornamental language, no. But it has to be neat, clean, and a good hold-on language, which is really important in this particular industry at least, and to excel in any other field in life. And the last but not the least, which is D, we've already covered A, B, C, which is appearance, behavior, communication. And D is what is the most important thing in today's time, during the COVID quarantine time, that is your digital presence. Your digital presence is as important as your physical presence. You like it, you do not like it, but any industry, any client who's about to get associated with you would first check what is your digital presence, how you are available on social media. They would first check if it is a very professional background, then they would check your LinkedIn profile. If it's more of a casual kind of industry, then they would check your FB profile or maybe Insta profile. What are you doing? Where are you going? What kind of post are you updating? What kind of post you're liking? What kind of comments you're making talks a huge thing about you, which we do not even realize how important it is. But it speaks tons about us. This is the time that we need to work on it. If not anything, if we are not able to go out and work on ground, this is the time to upskill yourself in terms of your image management and digital presence. Collaborate, make contact, get in touch with as many people as is possible, but work on your digital presence. Because if you do not make it now, it would not be ever, because I believe after this quarantine, everybody would come out upskilling themselves. So this is high time that you upskill yourself and make the comeback far, far stronger than the setback that has happened to all of us. Thank you. Any questions anybody wants to ask, I'm there.